on that note, never throw away scrap wood. You can always use it for something. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Raising the Rogers Homestead. So today I'm gonna be working on what we're gonna call, I actually don't know what we're gonna call it. Milk barn, milk shed, milk in place. Our cow is due to calf sometime this month and we need to get ready. So our little red building that we had, it was actually sitting right there, right beside where one of my trailers is. So we have recently moved it to right here. So this is right off of my shop, right on the other side of the fence. I'm eventually gonna block this off, fence it in, but that'll come at a later date. So the idea is I'm gonna make some kind of stanchion in here. I don't really think that I need anything that's gonna like completely lock her in, but I definitely need something that'll keep her from, you know, walking around. Although the cow that's due to calf, I really think that you could probably just hook a halter to her and, or not a halter, a lead rope to her and milk her right in the middle of the field. Now, although milking her in the middle of the field is, you know, could be an option for us, the reality is that it is starting to turn off cold where we are. Now, it's not super cold right now. We are gonna have a cold snap this coming weekend. So the reality is I need somewhere that's out of the weather. And inside this building is out of the weather. So I need to build some type of stanchion. Another thing that I was kind of worried about was the floor of this thing. So it does have 2x6 runners on it, and it has the subflooring in the bottom. Now, although I think that this would be strong enough, I feel like over time, it's gonna not be strong enough. So although I'm not doing it today, I am gonna reinforce the floor just to give me peace of mind. Today, what I wanna work on is kind of the outline of the stanchion. So I am going to put this together that way that I can get a good idea of what it's gonna look like. But eventually it's gonna have to come back out because we are going to waterproof this floor. That way that it can be sprayed out in the event that, you know, number 1 or number 2 happens while we are milking. Now I wanna get her in the center of this building. So I'm gonna be attaching here and here and going straight down. I think I'm gonna allow for 7 or 8 foot of length, and then eventually I'm gonna put a door on the back of this. That way that she can come in one and out the other. I don't have to worry about backing her up or anything, because with this being a portable building, this is kind of on a slope. So the building is high on one end, lower on the other. And I am gonna have to build a ramp, but I don't wanna have to constantly make her back out and come in the same door. So I think it's just gonna be easier to have a door over here, bring her in the stanchion, and then allow her to go out the back. So I gotta cut some wood and figure out exactly where I want everything. I've done a little bit of measuring, and I've got an idea in my head, but I'm not going off of a drawing or anything. This is just kind of in my head, and that's the way I operate. So I want the stanchion to be about 36 inches wide. I feel like that'll be plenty wide for her to get in and out of and not really be able to move around a lot. So I'm gonna start by cutting the bottom pieces and trying to get them in place. And then once I get them in place, then I can cut my uprights and you'll kind of be able to wrap your head around exactly what I'm doing. So I want the middle of the stanchion to be 36 inches wide. So I want to be able to put board on both sides like that and still be 36 inches in the middle. So I need to do 36 plus 7 because each of the 2x4s are 3.5 inches. So 36 and 7, and then get these bottom pieces cut. On that note, never throw away scrap wood. You can always use it for something. Surprisingly enough, this building is pretty deadgum square. So I got all my measurements. I'm gonna put this first board down and then move on to the next one. And then that way I've got my bottom pieces, I can get my vertical pieces put in, and then you can really start wrapping your head around this thing. All right, so I got my floor pieces in place. I don't know if you noticed on the time lapse or not, but I had to go back to the front one because I forgot to add my length of my tape measure. So for those of y'all who don't know, quick tip. If you're measuring in between two things, hold on just a second. All right, if you're measuring in between two things, so say you want to measure inside of here and inside of here, but you put the tape measure in there and kind of do one of these, you can't tell exactly where that hits whenever it goes down. So what you do is you put your tape measure on one side and you slide it all the way back to the side, all the way in there. So right there that says that's 16 inches plus whatever the tape measure is. So if you look on the tape measure, see where that thing says plus 3 inches? So if you take 16 and add 3, that's 19. So your distance between here and here is 19 inches. And that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to add what was on there. Generally, if you look on the back of the tape measure, it's got how wide it is from here to here. Pro tip. All right, the next part's gonna be a little bit more tricky. And the reason why is because, like I said, I'm gonna reinforce this floor. So what I plan on doing is I'm gonna run 5 1/4 boards long ways where she's actually gonna be standing. So I've got to mount it to the top, but I also got to account for those 5 1/4 boards, which, you know, it's not much, just like decking boards. So I just need to make sure that I cut it down low enough to where I can screw it in, but also, when I get those 5 1/4 boards in here, I want to be able to put those in and not have to cut anything. So I'm gonna grab these real quick, get some measurements, and then go cut those and get those put in. I'm gonna cut these at 89 inches. That will give me 1 inch to be able to move it up and down after I get those 5 1/4 boards in there. So 89 inches it is. Let's get them cut. It's actually trying to rain outside, which is exciting because it has been super dry. Hopefully it helps that pasture just a little bit before that first frost comes in. I'm sure that it probably will frost this weekend, not 100%, but hopefully it helps the pasture a little bit because I really don't want to start feeding hay just yet. All right, I'm gonna start putting these things in place, and then that way you can kind of get a visual of what we're actually doing here. While I go grab my level, I was just gonna let y'all know real quick, we now have our homestead shirts on our Etsy shop if you want one. Right now we're offering black, gray, and black hoodies. We've also got some other stuff in our Etsy shop as well, and I'm gonna show you that real quick. All right guys, so Raising the Rogers, there you can see the shirts and the hoodies. My wife also makes these clay earrings, got some cool Halloween earrings, little pumpkins, little cats, pretty neat little stuff that she makes. Got the Spooky Sister earrings. Those are for Hocus Pocus for anybody who doesn't know. Obviously got the pigs, the ghosts, the bees, the moons, the personalized hair clips, the hearts, the Christmas cake earrings, glow-in-the-dark earrings, fall pumpkin studs, but check these out. These are personalized name ornaments. My wife's been making these for several years now, and they are pretty popular around Christmas time. Now, also the photo ornaments. The photo ornaments are super popular this time of year for us. It allows us to make a little extra income during the holidays. There's also some homeschool stuff on here, some different coloring books, some matching stuff, some toddler packs, and all kinds of good stuff that she's made over the years. If there's any other colors that you're interested in, send us a message on Etsy and we'll get you taken care of. I'll leave the link to our Etsy shop in the description, but as for now, I found my level, so let's get back to the video. Get the idea now. She'll walk in between here. Got exactly 36 inches on both sides, and she'll walk in here. Hopefully this area right here is where we will milk. I'll put some kind of feeder or something up there to give her some grain. You got plenty of room to walk all the way around it, and that was important to us. We are going to put a sink in here eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later. But the biggest thing is getting the floor done, maybe getting a little insulation on the wall, and then a small heater, because we're going to be milking all the way through the winter, and that's why I wanted somewhere that was dry, somewhere that was out of the weather, and somewhere that was dedicated to milking so that we didn't have stuff strewed all over the place. So this is the beginning stages of it. I'm gonna put some cross pieces here. That way that she can't just walk, you know, in or out or whatever. But once she gets used to it, she'll just walk right through here. Hopefully we'll have her grain and stuff here. I'll have a door put here. That way she can walk straight out. And yeah, I think it's gonna work. I'll put some pieces across here. And then I'm gonna have to have something back here on the back. I'm gonna put something here that way that it'll keep her from backing out. But I'm gonna have her hooked up there. I'm not gonna do like a head gate or a head catch or whatever. I'm just gonna clip her halter to something up here. I'll put a eye bolt in and like a little D-ring or something. And that way I can hook her in and she won't be able to go far. Like I said, she's a very, very gentle cow. She has been milked before, both machine and hand milk. We're just going to be hand milking to start out because I feel like that's the way that I need to cut my teeth on it. I've never actually milked a cow to drink. I have milked a cow before I've helped friends milk cows before. We're excited. And it should, like I said, she should be calving sometime this month. So it's exciting stuff. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for today. It's still raining outside, but we'll take it. It's been super dry. But guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by today. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you're not, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.